Hey guys, welcome back. Jeff, WaywardCityGames.com. Today I'm joined with Jacob.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, so today I think it's important that we have a meta conversation and almost a part 2 video maybe to Blue Flare. Blue Flare is an important deck, and I think it just gets so much stronger with the restrictions that Cross Heart was hit with.
Yeah, I mean, with the top deck going down, second deck always takes over.
Absolutely. So let's talk about our eggs. My eggs are staying the same. For those of you who have seen our previous Blue Flare video, there are some changes. I've definitely found ways to make the deck better, as we always like to do here at Wayward City, always making everything better when we can. So this is an update, but the eggs stay the same. We're playing 4 of the Upas.
I mean, what other option do you even have?
I mean, I've seen some people play the Baby Demon. It makes a lot of sense, but I'm just such a fan of the Upa. Makes a lot of sense with the way I run the deck. So let's dive into level 3s. This stays the same. 4 mandatory Gaussmons. This card is insane. I would love to see a sweet alt art for this. It would just make so much sense, right?
That's one of the things I hate playing against the most in that deck, because it's just a rookie. You don't think about it, and then it just dies, and it does things that even purple decks are jealous of. On
It just plays like a Decadramon to draw a bunch of cards.
I'm a purple player. I wish my rookies could do something like that. Mine are like draw a card.
Yeah. So this is my newest level 3 in the deck. And this is one where I have been experimenting with the deck and understanding what my playstyle is as a player. And originally in my previous list, I was running 4 Madoki Betamons in the spot. And I do think that those are good. And if you like the Madoki Betamons, or if you really like the Siakos, or depending on your meta, you could definitely play those. But I don't think they take the place of the Jellymon. You could probably swap it for the next level 3 I'll show you. But the Jellymon is just so fantastic. When you have this on board, it draws you a card when you play that Tamer that this deck needs to play. And it has a great inheritable where you actually get to bounce back level 3s to your opponent's hand that are preventing you from digicrossing or preventing you from gaining memory with your memory boost. Whatever it is, the Jellymon is just so good. In my opinion, mandatory 4 of.
Absolutely. In my experience with playing playing against Blue Flare, like things like Psychmon, if you don't have an answer, the deck's just rough.
Yeah.
It's a rough time.
Absolutely. So Jellymon, really big fan of the addition to that. Now this is for me, my last level 4s in the deck, so I'm only playing 12. I don't think you should play 8. I see a lot of lists that run 8 level 3s in the deck, and I get it, a lot more room for more options. But I think the moment you start transitioning your mindset in Blue Flare from being that aggressive player or that aggressive playstyle that happens to stun boards to, oh, I'm just going to load my deck with options, I think you're kind of losing to yourself at that point, in my opinion.
And what can get more aggressive than jamming Vmon for free on an Upamon? You're just swing, draw, and I mean, answer me or let me get
That's and that's exactly it, right? Like, this becomes a card where they have to deal with it. They have to swing into that instead of attacking to security if we didn't get a chance to stun them with our Digicross. So if you like Madoki Betamon or the Siakumon, definitely you can play it in that spot. But I'm a huge fan of the Vmons.
We're definitely at the spot in the game where we can start separating aggro and defense you know, a lot more. You don't have to play a little bit.
Exactly. So my next card, level 4 for the Kumamons. So these are great for when you just need a hybrid for game. Personally, I don't run more than 2, and it does have a good when digivolving effect, being able to trash a source, which is really helpful for Upa draws, or if you're just really trying to get a pesky inheritable out of the way, or, you know, if you're just trying to gain memory with our Joe and Sora that we play, or Sora and Joe, excuse me. So I'm a big fan of that Kumamon. Now let's get on to some actual Blue Flare cards. We are playing 4 Decadramons. I'm a huge fan of this card. It's great on play to draw one. I love being able to play it with Gauss. Obviously, it depends on the situation. You know, if you just really would benefit from playing the Greymon, or to play the male Birdramon to get the Tamer, or to recycle those metal grays back into your hand is really, really important. So I definitely think you could make the argument to going down to 3 Decadramons. I get it, right? But in my opinion, having this Decadra as a body that you digivolve on top of the Jellymon to be able to then proxy the effect when you need to is really important. So I personally did not go down to 3.
Plus, you want it for when you go into the, Decagray?
Yeah, the Decagramon, absolutely. So my next one is a 4 of male Birdramon. Melbergermon, huge fan of this card. This is one of my last Sora Championship runs that I just unfortunately didn't get the combination right of having the Kihira and being able to play that and get it, but I'm just a huge fan of that play, especially, if Gauss, is deleted and then you get to play that. So, and this is great for recycling those Metal Greymons. The Inheritable's really great. I mean, it's just a mandatory 4 of. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. And then the next mandatory 4 of that I think everybody agrees with as well. 4 of the sweet, rad-looking Greymon. He looks so bad in the blue. You got to love it. On play, does awesome things. He's got the save. Very vital to the deck. The core of the deck. In fact, Greymon is so important to the deck that I still run 2 red Greymons. Just because to having that additional Greymon to be able to go into Metal Greymon, I think is just super important. And it feels like when I have this Greymon with the security attack +1, it's just so devastating being able to swing for 2 checks with Rush right away. I do still think I like this Inheritable more of being able to unsuspend with the 2 Digimon, but they're both great, and really it's just about having Greymons in names. So really excited about this. Next, we're getting into the boss, arguably the most important Digimon in the deck, 4 Metal Greymons. Mandatory 4 of. I don't think there's any way around that, right? Metal Greymon is just so important to this deck. Very devastating. Great being, on play with the Rush and also being able to stun 3 bodies, right? With less sources. Another reason why I play like Kuma over Lobo and having the Joe and Sword to trash sources when you need it. So Metal Grey, very, very important to the deck.
Yeah, let us know in the comments how long you think it's going to take for restricting that card.
Absolutely. Like, what are they going to hit in Blue Flare to slow the deck down, right? To make it more. Because the way the meta is right now, I think Blue Flare is very strong in the meta.
I mean, ice for 2, ice bodies to rush for 2 checks. I mean, strong.
Absolutely. So now this is a change. So for those of you watching who've seen our first Blue Flare video, the Jellymon was a change, and now this is another change. I actually took out a 4th Decker Greymon to went down to 3. Much happier with the change. I feel like 3 feels great. Yes, I am losing a Blue Flare for my searching of the Blazing Memory Boost, but in my opinion, the Decker Gray is very, very strong, yes, but it's not needed. Not nearly as impactful as the Metal Gray. It is nice being able to Digivolve into that, but Decker Greymon is not your win condition in this deck. Still a great card. Still recommend a 3 of, but I don't think you need more than 3. That's it for Digimon cards in the deck. So we'll stick with Tamers next. Went 4 Kihira, mandatory 4 of, very great. Obviously being able to suspend him to use the sources, and it's a memory setter. Great card in the deck. Here's another change I made from our previous video. I went up 1 of the Sora and Joe just to have more memory, have more Tamers, have more ability to trash sources when I need to proc Upa more, so that way then I can trigger Jellymon's Inheritable more. I'm very happy with this change. I like the 3, I like the 4. You could argue a 4 and 4 split, I get it, but I don't personally think you need this, but that's just with all my testing, and I feel like I've done a lot of testing with this.
And more Tamers for more targets to go on with Kuma, plus
Perfect.
more things you can just lock down with that Metal Gray.
Exactly. All right, options time. So this is where I basically revamped the deck, in my opinion. And there is a wonderful blue option for those of you who follow EX3 and know the meta. I'll get into it in a sec. You'll see why I made this change. But we'll start with the 4 of Blazing Memory Boost. I love it as a 4 of. Don't think you should play it as a 3 of. I think you should definitely try it first as 4 before you make that decision. It's just, incredible search. It searches 6 cards. You can net 2 and play a Tamer at the same time and then use it for the memory gain later. Incredible. So this is another option. This is the EX3 option that I alluded to previously. The Sorai. Devastating card. 4 memory. Trash top 4 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then all their Digimon without Digivolution cards cannot attack. So if you don't have any EX3 cards, and if you want to play Innocence Blizzard in this spot, you totally can. Or if you just like the 3 cost, prevent your opponent from blocking that turn, totally get it. I'm a huge fan of the Sorai. I think it's really strong as a 4 of. I tried it first as a 2 of. I'm still playing that 1 of Cyberdramon. I just couldn't give up on Cyberdramon, even though I know it's smart to take it out. It's just one of my favorite tools in the deck. But I feel really strongly about this 3 Sorai. It's a really strong card. So I got one card left in the deck. And for all those of you watching at home who say I build blue decks without Ice Wall, I get it. Ice Wall is powerful. I know. I just didn't play it in my previous list. I was kind of more going for the Howling Memory Boost. But I really have been getting a lot of value out of this Ice Wall. I think it just makes a lot of sense. Blue Flare has a lot of room. You know, for example, if you do cut back level 3s, or if you do cut back a Tamer or Blazing Memory Boost, I've seen a lot of great lists play Innocence Blizzard. You've seen Rattlestar, Kikaida's Breath, all those stuff. This is how I like it. This is my favorite way. So this is my version of Blue Flare. I think this is going to be very dominant in the meta right now, and I'm very excited to share this with you. So, yeah, that's it. Any thoughts?
I mean, it's definitely a strong deck. The addition of Sorai, especially coming out of security, you can just stall so long while you're waiting on pieces without taking away from your aggro. The Ice Wall's huge. If you can ever say your opponent at 1, just buy time. Security effect, gain 2 memory, can really shorten turns. And I mean, you really don't need the Howling boosts, because just coming out of security, I mean, how many memory boosts do you really need?
I was greedy with those memory boosts, though. I just love, you know, because like
gonna gauze you.
Yeah,
you got 2-3 memory boosts out. They're not gonna let you use them. They're smart. Jellymon's gonna go a long way. I think that's definitely the biggest change.
I'm loving the Jellymon. Outstanding addition to the deck.
That's the one thing it was missing. I mean, being able to bounce those Psychmons so you can go into your Metal Gray is just. And
I see some lists playing the Forbidden Trident. In my opinion, I think the Jellymon is enough where you don't need the Forbidden Trident. I definitely like the DP gain, especially if you're trying to play a Metal Greymon, you know, or if you're just promoting out a level 3 and just dropping a Forbidden Trident on it. I get it, but this is how I like it. So this is more geared towards my style, and I'm very excited to share this with you, and I think you'll like it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and we're looking forward to sending you more great deck profile videos coming your way.